conference, state leadership. So SLC, I think when it hit me that I wanted to make a difference in HOSA some way, somehow, and be a part of it, was walking through those doors of our opening session. Like I got hit with that wave of energy, with excitement, seeing everybody just like running to find seats, couldn't help but to like but like I was saying, walking through the doors and seeing everybody excited and then getting that energy from everybody, like can't wait to go back and feel the same thing. So it's like I'm like that's what I'm hoping for. Like SLC is like my favorite conference of the year for sure. And that's where I like fell in love with HOSA and what it was, and seeing everybody so connected, even though nobody knew each other, nobody knew who you were. We didn't know who anyone was, but who was with you. Like I felt more confident and comfortable with all those random people in that room than I've ever felt in my life. So I think that was
Oh my gosh.
okay. Sorry.
No. I was just saying, like, that's so beautiful. I completely like I a million percent relate to that. Like RSLC, like saying good. I think actually the most meaningful moment in within like SLC was probably like when we had we had like a little VIP like dinner thing where we like said bye to everyone, essentially like a thanks to the team, and like a similar moment, like to just show gratitude, and like to also have like people show gratitude to you is like very rewarding. Yeah. And then like yeah, and then the big huge crowd at SLC, and then they're like cheering, and I'm like, oh, like I don't really deserve this, but like thank you. Like it's just really heartwarming, you know.
Yeah, no, but okay, so funny story. Well, not funny, but like it's also like where I kind of like saw that I was kind of making a difference. So at OJS, at Officer Jumpstart for Georgia HOSA, um somebody came up to me, and I don't remember who she was. I have never seen this person in my life. Like she just came up to me randomly, and she was just like, "Hey, you're the girl from the podcast, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it's me." I'm like, "Oh, you watch it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I love it. It's really like helped me with my leadership." And I think I almost cried at that moment. I was like, I think I almost cried, and like I was like, "Oh, thank you."
No, oh my God. There has been so many moments like that. Actually, yes. You like summed it up perfectly. It's like recognition where you didn't think it would ever come from. And it's like you're doing something that makes a difference. It's so nice. It's so nice. And like you do. You do. Like everyone does. And like that's what is so nice about it, because you work hard, and then people can see exactly what you do. So it's really good.
Yeah, it's like the reward you never thought you would get. Because
Hmm.
like when I make this, or when I'm like looking at when I'm watching the videos, and like I'm like, I don't care if anybody, or like I don't care if just one people see it, or 300 people see it, or 1,000 people see it. I don't care who sees it, but at least that's one person like gets something from it. I'm happy. Like that's like a reward itself. So like you never think like someone will come up to you and be like, "Oh yeah, this has helped. You've helped me a lot with my confidence and my leadership and getting more out there." Like it's like surreal
Oh.
in a way. Like you never thought that would happen. Okay, so hopping into another question. Do you have like anything like that you love about HOSA in general? Not a memory, but any just about HOSA itself?
Could you explain that a little bit? Like, what do you mean?
Like sorry.
No, no.
So have it written down. It's like, what's your favorite thing about HOSA in general? So not just, it could be like a memory, like something that it's taught you, like really anything.
Mm, that's a good question. Um, I think one thing that, okay, I would say like the biggest lesson that Hosa has taught me, um, is that you really have to be your own like pusher. Like you have to push, you are the only one that's going to push yourself within Hosa at least. And within like your entire life, you have to be the one that takes initiative. Even if you're, okay, another thing, within HOSA, you'll always be on some sort of team, even okay, unless you're doing like an individual event, right? But But within HOSA, you'll always be on some sort of team, especially if it's like in leadership. It's easy to just kind of like fall back and like let other people take the reins, but constantly know what's happening, like having that awareness makes you a better leader, makes you just a better person because you're able to like constantly stay aware of everything. This is like a very nitty-gritty thing that I've learned in higher leadership specifically. Just know everything that's going on and just know it like the back of your hand. Be prepared for anything. Just overall be prepared for any situation, anything that could go wrong, anything that could go good. Just think about the best leader that you want to embody and embody all of those qualities. And I think that's one thing that HOSA has taught me is just like how to better yourself as a person that is able to look at so many different aspects of HOSA, of leadership, of members, of interest, of everything, and then put it together into one comprehensive, feasible idea for actual implementation. So that's like something that I think a lot of people don't talk about, is like how to actually get stuff done. That's what HOSA has taught me, how to get stuff done. And so like knowing the action plans, like HOSA is great as an organization that promotes that. This is one other thing that I really love about HOSA, and probably like the equal. I love how HOSA brings together people with so many diverse interests. For me, for instance, like I'm really interested in writing. I love literature. I love reading. And so HOSA has brought that together with medicine through something like prepared speaking, or through research persuasive writing and speaking, or any other HOSA events that involve writing. And for some students, it might be art, it might be photography, it might be engineering, it might be technology. Like HOSA brings together all these different walks of life into just competitions that people can involve themselves in, that are free from any sort of like academic strenuous pressure. Like you're just able to pursue your passions and pursue learning in the most fun way possible. And I think that is so beautiful that HOSA does that. And like in combination with growing you as a leader, these two things are, I think, something that a lot of other organizations don't offer, which is one of the many reasons I'm so grateful to be part of this organization. So I would say those are the two biggest things. Yeah. And like the people in general, like by diverse interests, I mean like the diverse interests of members that are in HOSA. That's just something that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. With the diversity part, I think that's one thing that also like I didn't expect from HOSA. So when I feel like, okay, I say this a lot. I say this every single time I talk about HOSA or anything. When you think about healthcare or a healthcare organization, the first thing that your mind goes to is a doctor or nurse or surgeon. Like that's the first thing you think about. And then when you actually start being active in HOSA, you see that there's so much more to the healthcare field and professions itself. It's not just being your normal doctor or nurse or surgeon. Like I learned about medical writing and medical like photography and medical drawing. I didn't know that was a job until like we went because of on a HOSA field trip. We got to tour the Houston Foundation. um I think Columbus, I think that's where it is. I'm not 100% for sure. And then we got to talk to a medical illustrator, and she taught us about her job. She told us everything what she does, and then we got to actually like draw a sketch of a skeleton and then all that like fun stuff. And I would have never known anything about that if it wasn't for HOSA, or if it wasn't for the workshops that HOSA brings to you. So it's definitely like the diversity, and it's a really great aspect that I've seen that HOSA has that not a lot of clubs do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree.
So hopping into some of our last questions. So what advice would you give to any new members or someone that wants to join HOSA but is scared to join it?
Um, so I would say to new members or prospective people that are thinking about joining, just the point, we just mentioned, there's something here for everyone. I know a bunch of people from high school that loved HOSA, even though they wanted nothing to do with healthcare, or they never wanted to be pre-med or pre-dental or pre-PA or pre-nursing, none of these things. And they loved HOSA. They loved being part of a team that works together to, you know, come and like create this product or create this website or, you know, create this video. Or they just loved the idea of testing, or like there's something for everyone. And I think that's like one of the most rewarding things about HOSA is that you have the capacity to explore everything. So for me specifically, I mentioned, you know, health education, then randomly forensic medicine, then again, randomly job seeking skills, then again, randomly public prepared speaking. Like none of these really have any correlation, but I love doing all of them. And I've had so many member stories that are the same exact way. Like I never would have thought I would have liked, I don't know, health career photography, but here I am a year later, like having my own photography business. It's insane. And it opens up so many opportunities to go beyond HOSA. And because that's the point, right? Like after HOSA, what do we want you to do? We want you to take these skills and build them into your everyday lives and build them into your future careers, build them into your current academic careers, you know, professional careers. Like we want all of these things to happen because of the influences that HOSA brings into your life. And these can only be positive influences, right? There's nothing that negative that comes from exploring new things. Worst comes to worst, you try a new event and you like, oh, I liked this part of the event, but I didn't love you know, writing and communication that much. And that's okay. You know, like you've built the skills now that you know that you don't like it and you can move on to something else. And I think all of these things are so rewarding about it. And every new member that comes to host, I tell them the same thing. There's something for everyone. Don't knock it till you try it. Actually, don't knock it till you try it, because once you try it, you will love it. And it's never been false. So I'll stand by that.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think Avanish, he was the first person we got in the podcast. He's Lambert Hosa's one of their presidents. So I think he said it best. Even if you don't think you'll get anything for Hosa, you'll get something out of it. Like even if it's as simple as knowing how to tie a tie, how to pack your suitcase for like a professional event, like how to speak, like you'll get something out of it. No matter what it is, you'll get something out of Hosa.
Million percent. Yeah. Tie. That's so funny. You'll learn the host dress code.
Yes, the hosted dress code.
Yeah. You'll know how to get to places on time. You know how to like bring your materials. If anything, those, right? Like your basics, that your essentials just for
That you need
professional.
in your life, no matter what. Like even if you don't do anything in the healthcare field, you'll need to know how to tie a tie or how to pack
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
trip. Like you'll need all of that.
Punctuality, you know, studying for anything, making yourself like a business looking like a professional person. Like these are all life skills. Even if you don't like if you don't like anything in the events, you'll still get all of these things. So yeah, he said it best.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when he said it, I was like, you're so right. I didn't think about that. Like, but then he said it and I was like, yeah, that's honestly like there's nothing you can't get from Musa. Like you'll get everything. Even if you don't think you'll get something, you'll get something out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Going into our next question. So this is kind of off, but is there anything you regret about your experience with HOSA?
Oh, regret. Um, yeah, actually. I think there's some points in my like whole HOSA life, especially from like state to international office, where I struggled a lot with balancing like school and HOSA, because you know academics are always priority number one, you know, as they should be for anyone. HOSA is for your academics. It's not the other way around. So like I think that a lot of times I placed HOSA in school almost equal, if not HOSA like greater, at some points, especially when things got really busy. So I would say one thing I regret heavily would be like not planning that out a little bit better, like planning out, because I don't want to like hinder my um my involvement in either one because both of them are very important and I kind of like committed to each one. So just as a student, I wish I would have managed everything better so that I didn't feel so stressed and so overwhelmed and I could like fully put, like I did end up putting like everything into it, but it at what cost, like my mental health, things like that. So I would say that's one of my biggest regrets, like planning and taking the time to plan way, way, way ahead of time. It can never be a negative thing. And I just realized, like I'm a procrastinator, like in my essence. So when I get close to like tests or and also COSA conferences and things like that, like it can all start to pile up. So just like knowing that it's the best idea to just go from the beginning and then like fade out from there. Like that's always the best. You're never going to fail in that sense. So yeah, I would say that's my biggest regret.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. I do the same thing. I find myself putting HOSA in front of school a lot of the time, and that's something I'm trying to get better at, because obviously school is like the most important thing. Even outside of HOSA, it is what's gonna, it's your base for everything, I want to say. So I do find myself doing the same thing, but I'm like trying to get better at it as I go.
Yeah. And you know what? In college, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be forced to, because in college you just like it's not an option to get bad grades, or to slack off. Like you have to do it in some way, shape, or form. So it's gonna like you might get beat down a little bit, but it's okay. We all survive in the end, and upward trajectory, right? Like that's all we care about.
So as my last question to kind of close off the chapter, do you have any questions for me?
What are you most looking forward to, and what do you expect?
For HOSA this year? So, I'm honestly like, I'm really, really looking forward to running for a state position. So I think that's what I think I'm most looking forward to as of right now. Getting a chance to be able to make a difference, even if it's just at the state level, I feel like it's so special to me, and that like I said, I think that's the only like the biggest thing I'm looking forward to right now. Um, what I expect to get, honestly, mm, I don't know. More friends. I love having friends. I like
Yes, of
talking to people. So just having like being able to connect with other people, even around the whole state with different schools, I think that's honestly the only thing I'm looking for out of HOSA, and I'm expecting to get out of HOSA. And I think like it's fun. I love talking to people and being able to say, oh yeah, I know that person from like Gwinnett. And yeah, that's my friend. I met her at a HOSA conference or something like that. It's really, that's the only thing I'm expecting to get out of it. And memories and fun, lasting memories.
You get all of those things. Friends and memories are the biggest ones, I would say. I've met like hundreds of people that I never would have met from HOSA, and like that is one of the most, probably actually the most rewarding thing. So like that's amazing. And I love your answer. Another question, how can I help you? Help like do you need any help from me? Because I really just want to help you, and I love seeing like new people say that, oh, I'm gonna run for state office, maybe even international. Like I feel like it's so full circle. So how can I help you? What help do you need from me, and what expectations do you have? Just generally, like as a survey question from the International Executive Council, like what can we do?
So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, running for international while I'm at college has been at my like the back of my head. Like ever since I started, like with all like me not wanting to leave HOSA behind me after high school, it has like been like a thought about making it maybe a possibility. So I'm also kind of looking forward to that maybe in the future. I don't know. We'll see how this year goes, and then we'll see from there. But I think the biggest thing that the international council can do, even in general, just like not even you, but in general, the whole international council, be as much as possible involved in like HOSA members, like even in their lives, or try to help with whatever they can. So I know, I think Jocelyn is that's her name, yeah. So I know I've been having a lot of contact with her because we're actually working on starting more chapters in Mexico for HOSA. So so I know she's been helping me a lot with that. And I think that's like the biggest thing that's keeping me like going with that too, not knowing that we're by ourselves, doing everything by ourselves. And honestly, everyone's been doing a great thing with that. Adav has also he's helped me with trying to get in contact with some stuff with that itself. So I think that's like the biggest thing. I think any not only for HOSA but any like organization or club, I think that's the biggest thing that anybody can do is be as much as possibly in touch with their members and their community as possible.
Okay, noted. Yeah. I think like the people on my team are actually like doing a great job with that so far. We'll definitely continue. But yeah, that's our biggest priority this year. One of our biggest priorities this year as a team is to like get to know the concerns of you guys. Like what do you want from us? What do you need from us? And like what do you hope to get out of this experience that we can help you with? So that's one of our biggest things. And I'm really glad you said that. And we'll continue.
Yeah, like I said, I think y'all have been doing like a great job with that. Like so far, everyone that I've like talked to, because I'm like talking to other council members about coming on too, and everyone's just said yes. It's just about the timing and like all that, the timing and stuff. But I think that's like the biggest thing y'all have been doing so far is y'all have great communication with everybody, and I think that's like the thing that keeps us, or at least me as a like member, like attracted to staying in HOSA is to know that I have somebody to talk to if I ever need anything.
Oh, okay. Amazing. I love that. Yes. Oh, wait. So you're doing like a series of all the IC members?
I'm working on it. I have a few people that have said yes. It's just like a
Good
a
timing.
thing with timing. I really want to get Anna on here, but I DM'd her, but she hasn't answered sadly. But
Oh, wait, I'll let her know. I'll let
yeah,
her know.
no, Anna's like the main goal to get her on here. So one of my friends are doing like they're really FBLA based. So do you know what FBLA is?
Yeah, yeah. I was an FBLA in high school, yeah.
Oh, I love FBLA. I'm like FBLA is my thing too. So, but I'm a HOSA girl at heart, but like FBLA is
Yeah,
like
yeah. That's what everyone's saying.
no, but yeah. So one of my friends, they have like a podcast too for FBLA. It's called the FBL Zone. It's really great. I love watching their episodes, and they've gotten people from like all over like the country. They've gotten people from like New Jersey, Florida, like state
Oh,
officers to come on. And I know they got Deborah, their national president, to come on. I'm like, Anna's gonna come on here. I will make it happen.
oh
Anna,
yeah, I'll literally remind her. I think, yeah, I'll literally remind her. I got you. I got you. I'll be like, hey, I texted Anna for you. She should be like, no. Wait, but that's great. I'm so excited to like see the series. And last question, do you have any advice for me?
keep going. You're doing great. That's okay. You're like, I feel like you have such an amazing personality. And even as an international officer, I feel like in itself, you're doing so much. Like just hearing you talk about all your experiences, like even itself, it inspires me to keep going
Oh,
as a HOSA member and like trying to do my best to make HOSA better because there's things that HOSA can involve in, even if we don't see them. Sorry, I got something in my eye.
very good.
Even if we don't see it now, HOSA can be so much more than it is already. And it has so much potential to be bigger than it already is. Because honestly, I haven't seen any organization, me being part of FBLA, FCCLA, FFA, like all those big organizations, I have not seen any of them do what HOSA has done, which is like give them a family and like just a bigger perspective in life itself. So I think like that's the best thing that y'all are doing and that it's great.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's very sweet. Um, I will take that advice. Um, do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think that's it on my part. Do you have anything else that you want to say?
Well, thank you for, having me on. It's been great to be here. It's been so nice to just like talk to you and like learn about you and learned about your aspirations. Please, please, please come to me with any help that I can help you with. I'd love to, like, if you need help with speeches or anything like that, like I love doing that. That's my favorite thing. So, let me know if you need any help with anything. Please don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you again for having me on here. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, it's been great. Thank you so much, Maria.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up for my state speech.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Yeah, but other than that was definitely the dog. But other than that, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for coming on. I cannot wait for everybody to see what we've talked about and be able to get to know you like I got to know you today. I think you're a great person, and I cannot wait to meet you. I'm gonna meet you in person. I'm gonna make that my life goal for this year, to meet you in person.
Oh my God, it's gonna happen. ILC?
It happened. ILC, no, Maria Aguilera is coming to ILC as a state officer for Georgia HOSA. I'm manifesting.
Yes, manifest. Let's go. Yes, we're doing. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's happening. Like, it's gonna happen.
It's happening currently.
But other than that, I think that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.
Bye.